What's going on? It's your boy, Perfect Harmony, man. Today, we talking about samples, man. I've been using Splice for a minute, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I got so many credits on there. But I checked out LANDR Samples, man. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of features I actually like over Splice, especially the plugin. I'm about to show y'all what I like and what I dislike about LANDR Samples and if it competes with Splice. Let's go ahead and get into the video, man. So the very first thing I'm liking about LANDR Samples is the price. For the cheapest plan of 100 sample credits per month on LANDR, you can see it's $7.99. If you go over to Splice, the cheapest credits per month for 100 is $12.99, and that's basically all you get. You know what I'm saying? So if you only want the samples, it's cheaper on LANDR to do the $7.99 per month. But for that same $12.99 that you're gonna spend on Splice, you get a lot more things on LANDR. So on LANDR, for the essential bundles, which is the same $12.99, you're gonna get unlimited MP3 masters. You're gonna get unlimited distribution, which is a plus. You're gonna get the same 100 credits per month, and you're gonna get the LANDR plugin bundle, which we went over the LANDR plugin bundle. I went over a couple of those in the other video. You can check out the other videos on my channel. You get all of that for $12.99. On Splice, all you get is the 100 credits. So you don't get the Astra Synth plugin, the beat making drum plugin, or the filter for undiscovered sounds and rare finds. You don't get none of that. All you get is the 100 credits per month. So off the rip, I like LANDR sample price model a little bit better because you get more things for your money. You know what I'm saying? You get more bang for the buck, especially if you just getting started and you just want to try out. If you're looking for a sample platform, something that you want to try out for the lowest tier, I think LANDR is a better option. So let's take a look at the online interface. I think those are very comparable. Both of them give you the same amount of features. You have advanced features on LANDR, which you can go through and, you know, filter things by bass, drums, keys, strings, stuff like that. You can set the BPM per range, or you can set it to an exact tempo. You got the key where you can filter by major, minor, and any key. Same thing goes for Splice. You can filter by the keys, major, minor, one shots, samples, BPM. You could do range or exact. You can on both platforms, you can create different collections. They just call different things, but you can create your own collection of sounds, like I got over here, like 808s and claps and kicks and stuff like that. So the online interfaces is pretty much, I'll say they pretty much equal. You know what I'm saying? Also, I was skeptical about, you know, the loop quality on LANDR, but as I went through a lot more packs, I was finding stuff that was kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Very, very comparable to the stuff that's on Splice. But one thing I will say is LANDR samples is not oversaturated like the Splice sample library is. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people using the Splice library. So you're running into issues on even YouTube where accounts is getting, you know, strikes because somebody may have already used that sample before. I don't think LANDR samples is that oversaturated because a lot of people is not on it yet. But I'm gonna go through and play a couple samples from LANDR, and then I'm gonna play a couple samples from Splice so you can hear the quality difference. So let's go ahead and play a couple samples off of Splice real quick. This is that new Southside pack. All right, now let's play a couple samples off of LANDR real quick. Let's find something similar. Let's go search and just do a trap pack real quick. Let's do genres, and let's go to trap. Let's see if we can find some trap stuff. Click on trap. And we're gonna go click on find some of this loops. So as you can see, LANDR got the same quality samples as Splice. You know what I'm saying? A little bit different, less saturated. You don't have to run into, you know, so many YouTube strike issues, because trust me, people ain't on it like that. So if you're tired of running into the same samples that all the other producers are using, trust me, try LANDR Samples, man. It's less saturated. So next we're gonna go and look at the actual plugin inside of a DAW, and I'm gonna show you the difference between LANDR Samples and the Splice plugin. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys are really like what the LANDR Sample plugin has to offer over the Splice plugin. So let's pull that up real quick. So here I got the plugin pulled up. So one thing I will say is the integration with Splice into other DAWs is like, that's kind of really unmatched. But one issue that I found with Splice, even though it's integrated in the DAWs, you can't drag the sample from where it's integrated into a different sampler. So let's say I wanted to use Serato sample, right? Let's say I found a sample on Splice integrated here, right? Let's pick something random. Let's go to my library. Pick something random. Let's say I wanted to drag this sample directly into Serato sample or a LANDR sampler. Let's try to do that real quick and see if we can do that. So this sample is already in my library. Let's try to drag it in. Nothing happens. Even with Serato sample, let's try to drag this in. Nothing happens. So that's one of the almost deal breakers. Really not a deal breaker, but it gives me an extra step. You know what I'm saying? So let's say I pull up the plugin inside of Studio One. This is the LANDR Samples plugin. So let's say I found this sample. I want to get straight to chopping. All I got to do is open up a sampler. Let's just say I open up LANDR Sampler. You know what I'm saying? Open that up, and all I got to do is drag this directly into the sampler. Watch this. See how I did that? I just drug it directly into the sampler and it's already loaded. You can't do that with Splice, even though it's integrated into the DAW. You know what I'm saying? You can't really do that. So let's try it with Serato sample. So that's the same sample. Let's play it. I want to drag that sample directly into a different sampler. See, right there, it's already loaded. I can get straight to chopping. You can't do that. Even though Splice is integrated into a DAW, you can't drag the sample directly into a sampler. So that is one of the biggest features that you'll benefit from getting LANDR Samples using the plugin. You could drag the samples directly from the plugin into another sampler. You can't do that with Splice. So that's one of the biggest things that I like about LANDR Sampler. If I want to get straight to chopping, I could just drag it right into a sampler. Either any kind of sampler. It doesn't have to be Serato sample, or it doesn't have to be LANDR Sampler. It could be any sampler. The WAV file are dragged directly into a sampler. Definitely better than Splice. Splice got to catch up, man. You should be able to do that with Splice, but you can't. So, you know, I think this gives LANDR Sampler one up. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the main features and reasons why I think definitely LANDR Samples competes with Splice. And in some aspects, it's even better than Splice. It's definitely not oversaturated like the Splice samples are. You're not going to run into as many issues as, you know, getting strikes and stuff on YouTube because so many people done already used that sample. And a lot of people just dragging the samples in nowadays, not even chopping them. So if somebody already got that sample on YouTube and you try to use the same sample, it's going to get a copyright strike. But like I said, LANDR Samples is not as saturated as Splice. Trust me, you want to get up on this before a lot of people, you know, start to catch on and realize that, you know, Splice is oversaturated. I mean, they update a lot of stuff, a lot of packs on there, but like, let's just say like the new Southside pack. Everybody's using that pack. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's using the same samples, chopping the same samples. So if you want something a little different, definitely try out LANDR Samples. I think it's worth the money. $7.99 for the Samples Pro, and then you get even more features for the same price that you'll pay with Splice, their lowest tier, which is $12.99. So make sure y'all check out a free trial on LANDR Samples, man. Make sure you check out the link in my description and get a discount on LANDR Samples. For more videos like this, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Till next time, man, I'm out.
Woo!